Do you ever wonder how language was created? Well, everyone assumes that language is formed from the creation of words that a large group of people can use and communicate with one another. How certain sounds soon form words, and words formed with other words turn into sentences, and so on and so forth. With English, there's bound to be different forms of languages that took inspiration, or in this case, similarities of one language to another. And in this case, it all begs the question, how is language formed? Well, how about we look at one of the many languages that took inspiration of three different languages and how 80 million people in one country speaks it. Yeah, you heard it right. 80 million. That's quite a lot, isn't it? Well, my name is Tristan Severio Samalinog, and this is Tok Pisin, the Creole language of Papua New Guinea. Now, you may wonder, what is Tok Pisin? Tok Pisin is a language that is somewhat descended from the ranks of English, but it's not entirely English to begin with. Tok Pisin is an English-based Creole language, often called as Pidgin English. It is the official language of Papua New Guinea. The country is located in the southwestern Pacific Ocean, north of Australia. Other official languages of the country are English or Hirimutu. However, English is not spoken in other parts of that country. Tok Pisin is served as, and I quote, the most common lingua franca. It is the most useful language in Papua New Guinea, as it is stated to be the most linguistically diverse of all the languages in that country. And Tok Pisin is used as a communication between people with different linguistic backgrounds. If we look at the language itself and dissect its meaning, it would make lots of sense. Tok means language and also means talk, T-A-L-K. Pisin means pigeon, but developed from the word of business. Most of Tok Pisin's words are derived from English, but as I have said earlier, it's more than just one language. The language began as a pidgin language on the plantation of German Samoa between 1880s and 1914s, where the New Guinean laborers were brought to the German homeland. Why was there an English Creole in German territory, you might wonder? Well, a number of workers hailing from Solomon Island and Vanuatu were working in the plantations of Queensland. They had already formed an English-based pidgin language during those times before the New Guineans were brought in. To summarize, the New Guineans needed a way to communicate with one another. In order to be proficient to their work areas, they adopted a small amount of English vocabulary, mixed it with their Melanesian language to form Tok Pisin. As time went on, a process of this pidgin was undergoing, becoming a Creole language. For those who do not know, a pidgin in a Creole, a pidgin is a creation of two or more languages mixed into one, as it is most notable for business in old times. Creole is when the pidgin has become advanced to where it's known as a national language, or if it is now spoken fluently. Papua New Guinea, Solomon Islands, and Vanuatu brought their newly formed Creole to their homelands. And as many years have passed, they have their own ways of saying their language, but in the end of the day, it's all the same. Even after creolized, it is referred as a pidgin on those three countries. Tok Pisin, as a language, would carry out any other features of what a language must have, and two of those are both vowels and consonants. Now let us look at the vowel chart. And as shown, it only has 5 pure vowels. We have the front and back located at the top, and we have the close, mid, and open on the sides. On the close front chart, we see the letter I as it is pronounced as E. On the close back, we have the letter U as it is pronounced as U. Mid front chart has E pronounced as E. And mid and back has O as it is pronounced as O. We have the open chart and it is pronounced as A, the letter A. The vowel chart of Tok Pisin is but similar to the English vowel sounds. Isn't that surprising? Next, we have the consonant chart. We have the labial, coronal, and glutal on the top, and nasal, plosives, fricatives, approximants, and rhotics on the left. Now, I want you all to listen of how I'm going to pronounce every single letter in that chart. And nasal, I will repeat, and plosives, voiceless, p, t, k, p, t, k, and voiced, b, d, k, b, d, k, and fricatives, and approximants, and rhotic, According to Wikipedia, where symbols appear in pairs, the one to the left represents voiceless consonant. Voice plosives are pronounced by many speakers, especially of Melanesian backgrounds, as prenasalized plosives. T, D, and L can be either dental or alveolar consonants, while is only alveolar. In most Tok Pisin dialects, the phoneme is pronounced as the alveolar tap or flap. As we have finished both the charts, let us look at the alphabet of Tok Pisin. The Tok Pisin alphabet contains 22 letters, 5 of which are vowels and 4 diagrams. The letters are A, B, B, D, D, I, G, G, H, I, K, K, L, O, P, P, R, S, T, T, The 4 digraph notes diphthongs as well as certain consonants are I, O, oi, and used for both and Now, let us look at the grammar of Tok Pisin. However, the noun does not indicate a number, though pronouns do. The verb has a suffix to indicate transitivity, but some verbs can be transitive without it. Tense is indicated by separate words. For example, bye in future is called goodbye, and been is past tense. For example, he has been there. So we can use the word been there. The present progressive tense is indicated by the word stop. For example, hem kai stop, which translates to he is eating. Adjectives usually take the suffix, though more force of pronouns. When modifying nouns, it is also found on numerals and determiners. For example, one pela means one. Two pela means two. This pela boy means this bloke. Pronouns shown person, number, and class activity. The paradigm varies depending on the local languages. Dual number is common, while the trial is less or so. The largest Tok Pisin inventory is singular, dual, trial, and plural. The first exclusive and singular is me. Translated, it is known as me, M-I-M-E. Second, the dual, me to pela, he, she, and I. In this case, it is translated as me to fellow. Me tripela, both of them, and I. Example, me tripela. And the plural, me pela, all of them and I. In this case, it is translated as me fellow. And now for the second exclusive, you, thou. Example, you, Y-O-U. You to Bella, you to fellow. You three Bella, you three fellow. You Bella, you fellow. On the third exclusive singular, M, it is known as him. To Pella, they two. Example, to fellow, it is written with that. Three Pella translated into three fellow. All, it is translated as all, A-L-L. In this case, it is translated as O-L. Reduplication is very common in Tok Pisin. Sometimes it is used as a method of derivation. Sometimes words are just habit. Some words are distinguished only by reduplication. Sip is ship. Sip is sheep. There are only two proper prepositions. One of them is a genitive preposition, for example, which is the equivalent of and from, and some uses of for. For example, ki bilong you. Your ki. All bilong Gordons. They are from Gordons. And the second one is known as obulic preposition, which is used for various other relations. For example, mi pila ay bingo long black market, as it is translated as we went to the black market. What? Some phrases are used as preposition, such as long, namel, or belong, in the middle of. Several of these features derive from the common grammatical norms of Australian languages, although usually in a simplified form. Are sentences which have a third-person subject often put the word I immediately before the verb. This may or may not be written separate from the verb, occasionally written as a prefix, although the word is thought to be derived from he or is. It is not itself a pronoun or a verb, but a grammatical marker used in particular constructions. For example, car I tambo long hiya. It is translated as car forbidden here, or in other cases, no parking. As we end our discussion, we will have to look at examples of sentences of Tok Pisin provided by our trusted source, Wikipedia. In past tense, marked by bin. Tok Pisin na Prime Minister bin Tok Olsem. In English, it is translated as and the Prime Minister spoke to us. And continuative same sentence is expressed through verb or plus a stop. In Tok Pisin, am a sleep I stop. In English, he or she is sleeping. Completive or perfective aspects expressed through the word penis. Penis, or in this case, finish. It's not the other one. It's finish. Example, Tok Pisin, am ilusim bot penis. In English, we have got out of the boat. And transitive words are expressed through im. For example, him. In Tok Pisin, you pinisim story now. Finish your story now in English. In future is expressed through the word by. In by or by. In Tok Pisin, by or go long long. In English, they will go to the room now. In conclusion, the lexical categories of Tok Pisin are a mixture of the numbers of individuals in a sentence, and now each and every words are pronounced as it is meant. Not all of the words mean the same thing, similar to any languages in the world. Tok Pisin has shown itself that even a simple group of workers can create a language that can change the lives of the future of New Guinean people. I am Tristan Zebrio Somalinog, and thank you for watching.